Which one do you pick up on?
So this one goes
That
to
one?
the speaker, and then this one goes to the live stream.
Okay. Good to go? Great.
You see those two people there?
I do.
They will bring lots of things. We bring them up to stand with us.
Of course.
Um,
Would you like to stand with us,
yeah.
if you wish?
Okay, let's balance maybe.
Let freedom ring,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. No.
Everybody's welcome.
You want to come on this side? No, one on one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. I want to thank all of you for being here, and thank you to the activists and community leaders standing alongside us as our campaign unveils an important new policy to protect Florida's families, children, and communities from gun violence. We're standing here today at the Center for Black Innovation at a time when Floridians have become all too familiar with the devastating pain of gun violence. From the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando to the tragedy at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in nearby Parkland to the terrorist attack at Naval Air Station Pensacola, our Sunshine State has been marked deeply by this epidemic. It seems like every week parents across Florida and the country turn to the news to hear of yet another school shooting, another attack on innocent people in the public space, and another life lost to gun violence. As many in this room already know, not every shooting makes national news. And I don't have to tell anyone in this room about the gun violence that threatens our streets and communities every single day, many in black and brown neighborhoods. We're here today because thoughts and prayers simply aren't enough, because the lives lost at Parkland, Pulse, and Pensacola, and in our communities will not be ignored. The families and communities who have lost loved ones from gun violence demand action, and it's up to the people they elect to make that action happen. This afternoon, our campaign for governor is proud to unveil a new gun policy plan that will become the cornerstone of the future Crist administration and finally take action to get illegal guns off our streets and make it harder for criminals and terrorists to get their hands on guns in the first place. Safer Florida for all is our vision for a Florida where parents know that their children can go to safer schools and communities can enjoy safer streets. But most importantly, we're here today to endorse and support the work of leaders, survivors, and activists standing alongside me today. Unlike most politicians, I'm not here to use their work and their stories to promote my agenda. I'm here to let them use me and our campaign so I can get to work for them. That's why I'm proud that our Safe Florida for All plan was created as a result of conversations had with these leaders and folks throughout our state and country. I'm here to listen and to do the work to help the most impacted, which is why together we've created a plan that will do the following. End the sale of assault weapons. Weapons like those used in Parkland and the Pulse shootings in the hands of a criminal provide an unacceptable level of efficiency, and lethality. One terrorist or school shooter is not entitled to a firearm that can kill 30 people in 30 seconds. The best opportunity to interrupt a bad guy with a gun is when they stop to reload. That's why Florida shouldn't be selling high-capacity magazines either. We should not wait for the next senseless massacre to get this done. Safer Florida for All will also enforce our existing gun laws and support law enforcement. We need to require background checks for all firearm sales, something many Florida gun shows already voluntarily do. We'll help law enforcement get illegal guns off our streets by limiting handgun purchases to once per month, cracking down on untraceable ghost guns, and asking Floridians to report when their guns are lost or stolen. Safer Florida means safer streets and safer communities. Our plan will keep firearms out of the hands of domestic abusers, strengthen Florida's red flag law, and improve Florida's safe storage law for our children. To reduce suicide and impulsive gun violence will lengthen the waiting period for purchasers from 3 to 5 days. It will also improve our background checks. And finally, we're going to invest in proven, community-driven violence intervention programs. When community leaders, violence interrupters, mentors, and pastors, working hand in hand with law enforcement, take a proactive approach, we can get high-risk individuals the help and support that they need to avoid making terrible choices. We want jobs and diplomas for the young men of our state, not funerals. Lastly, Safer for Florida is going to make an offer and full unconditional support to survivors of gun violence and their families. We all saw Governor DeSantis veto bipartisan support for mental health services for the victims of Pulse Massacre just last year. That will never happen when I'm in office. We'll establish a mass shooting emergency response fund to support survivors and victims' families with whatever they need: funeral assistance, hospital bills, and mental health. We're also going to create an Office of Gun Violence Prevention to keep the focus on fighting gun violence while respecting Floridians' rights. And finally, we're going to bring in caseworkers after a mass shooting that can work with families and survivors to connect them to available resources and support. The NRA and politicians in the pocket of the NRA should not be dictating our conversation around gun violence. We want to give voice to impacted families and loved ones who truly know the damage of a gun in the wrong hands and what it can do. That's exactly what our Safer Florida for All plan seeks to do. Let me be clear. I, like most Americans, support the Second Amendment. I am not running for governor to take your guns. I respect the rights and responsibilities that accompany responsible firearm ownership. I own guns myself, and that includes the right to protect your family. That's why I envision safer schools, safer streets, and a safer Florida. Too many lives have been lost. Too many communities and families have been changed forever. We cannot wait to act to address gun violence. Safer Florida for All will do just that, so we can take back our communities from gun violence. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you to the leaders, survivors, and activists here with us for their bravery and tireless work on behalf of our state. And with that, I'm pleased to introduce a dear friend, Dr. Dorothy Bendros Mendengal. Dorothy.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I proudly stand with Charlie Crist. He has proven to be a person that understands what it's like to have all involved to get this work done. So to Charlie Crist, I served with him in Tallahassee when he was governor, and I'm proud to serve now as he becomes governor. Why? Because of such a title, Safer Florida for All. I just have a few remarks, because I grew up in this area. Right across the street was my church for Sunday school. Then I spent a great number of years in a place called Liberty City. So I understand what we're about today, trying to save more lives, but our children are being mowed down as we speak. So I want to just mention to you just a few things. Gun violence threatens our most fundamental human right, the right to life. Anyone can be affected by gun violence, but our gun violence disproportionately impacts communities of color, women, and other marginalized groups. As we know, Florida is ranked as the highest rates of gun homicides and gun assaults, not in the state, but in the nation. We want you to know that gun violence is a major problem in our community. We live it every day. As a former teacher, principal, and as I said, state representative, I know. At one time, when I was serving as a principal, my children would come to school on Monday and tell me they slept in the bathtub. Now, if you didn't know what that meant you weren't paying attention. Why? Because guns were blazing, bullets were flying in their communities. And we have got to get down almost dirty and stop this. It can be stopped if we decide to. Schools are a potential environment for a variety of prevention and intervention activities for the children. School settings provide educators and school personnel with a unique opportunity to support the health and development of students. We've got to ensure a safe learning environment for our children. And as you very well know, children don't hesitate to bring weapons to school. And of course, when they do that, we can't always get those weapons in our hands, but we need the support and the opportunity to have all people join us in this effort. So, if there's even one thing that we can do to prevent a violent act from occurring, we have an obligation. We have an obligation to try to take that out of the realm of our children learning and being safe. So I join all when we talk about having a safer Florida for all. God bless you, and I'll see you on the journey.
Hello, my name is Gail Schwartz, and I'm a part of a group called Ban Assault Weapons Now. We represent the victims and survivors and family members from the Parkland and Pulse mass shootings. Most of us are here today because we've been affected by gun violence in one way or another. But we are also here because we are tired, so tired, of politicians refusing to help prevent the mass slaughter of innocent Floridians. Fortunately, today, we have a candidate for governor who is prioritizing the urgent need for gun violence prevention. I am proud to endorse Congressman and former Governor Charlie Crist as the next governor of Florida because he is firmly committed to curbing gun violence in our communities. Just 30 minutes north of here in Parkland, my 14-year-old nephew was sitting at his desk in English class when a gunman shot through the classroom door, killing him and 2 others. The killer continued on his shooting rampage and within minutes shot 34, that's right, 34 kids and educators, 17 of them fatally. And it was easy for him to slaughter all of those beautiful human beings because he had a weapon made for war. Why does Ron DeSantis believe people should have the right to own weapons capable of gunning down dozens of victims in mere seconds? Why does Ron DeSantis risk the lives of our children so people can own weapons capable of that kind of carnage? To him, our lives are simply collateral damage. So here's my advice to Floridians. Don't vote for Ron DeSantis. It's not good enough to simply hope and pray your child is not shot. You actually have to vote for someone who cares about this issue and is committed to doing something about it. If your candidate for governor isn't emphatically declaring the desire and the urgency to help prevent mass shootings in our communities by halting the proliferation of killing machines like AR-15s and AK-47s, they're not deserving of your vote. And that's why Governor Crist has my vote. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Susan Kennedy. I'm just going to take this off.
My name is Susan Kennedy. I'm the founder of Bullets for Life. Bullets for Life is an organization founded in 2016 with a purpose of ultimately saving lives one bullet at a time. We collect live bullets off the streets to be repurposed for a purpose while changing mindsets and shifting hearts. We've received thousands of bullets from the inner cities and high crime neighborhoods through which we can raise awareness about senseless gun violence and its effect on our communities. Our communities are being affected every single day. Our inner city, our kids are dying one bullet at a time. Families are being destroyed one bullet at a time. Bullets for Life has been around from 2016 when a little boy named King Carter was killed by a stray bullet. A 7-year-old was killed by a stray bullet. An 8-year-old is being killed by a stray bullet. We just have a 6-year-old, her name is Chastity Saunders. She was recently killed by a stray bullet. We have a 2-year-old that was killed by a stray bullet. Why is it so easy that these kids are finding guns to kill each other? Why is America making it so easy for us to lose our kids one bullet at a time? We are all responsible for our children dying. Each one of us have a gift and a purpose to save our children's life. And Bullets for Life is here to show you that we can give hope back to our community. We can take our community back that is bleeding. This is why we are here to speak life into our cities, into our children that's dying every single day. Every single day. They say we at war, but we are at war right here in Florida. Every day. Every single day. We just had 3 young ladies that was killed back to back in February. We was at Parkland. Parkland shooting happened. We went out to honor the lives that was lost, to hear that we just lost a young lady under 95 that was shot up. Her car was shot up, and she was killed the next day. She died the next day. We had another young lady who was in Pompano. She got shot in the head with a baby in the car. We had another young lady who was just shot at a security guard. She was shot at a club. Why securing other people? She was shot and killed. It is too easy for our kids out here to die, and we have to come together. And I just thank you as this governor that's going to make us stand and stay standing. We can't just talk about it. We got to be about it. We have workshops in schools right now that we speak life into the kids. We go to the children. We go to the inner city, and we're telling these kids, your life is worth more than a bullet. Our children's lives is worth more than a bullet. We cannot keep losing them like this. We cannot keep losing them like this. So we don't want to just stand here just to say something. We want action. And not just this moment, but every single day. Every day I've given my life out here to save children. We turn bullets, the same thing that's taken their lives. We're asking the community to donate bullets. We have collected over 20,000 bullets off the streets. Not just here in Florida, but Chicago, Indiana, New Jersey. Over 20,000 bullets came off the streets. If they're doing the gun buyback, guess what? We're doing the bullets buyback because nobody's talking about the bullets. But the bullets create a conversation piece. This is why we make bracelets out of bullets as a conversation piece. So when you see our kids are wearing a bracelet, that we go into their schools, we go into their communities, and we're telling them their life is worth more than a bullet. Just know that these kids just save a life. We have to start honoring the ones that save lives instead of the ones that takes life. So, Governor, as you speak today about saving our children, we just want you to know that we cannot afford to lose our children anymore. We got to take them back. They're dying out here. Their families are being destroyed. Our communities are being destroyed. So if you say you're going to do this, we have to do it. Lives matter. Their life matters too. We can't. Their life cannot matter after they're gone. We have to do it now. We have to save them now. So I stand with you. If you promise to stick with us and stand with us and save our children, do whatever we have to do. We don't care what it is. Do what you have to do to save them. They can't die like this anymore. So I just thank you for this message. I thank you for bringing us hope, because we can't do it without you. So we thank you. Yep. Donate a bullet, save a life. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon from beautiful sunny Miami. And as we look at our windows today in this absolutely amazing tropical day, it just is very deceiving to realize that there's a war going on out there. I'm here, my name is Dana Sanchez, and I'm here representing the Brady organization. And I've been working against gun violence for 21 plus years. And in all those years, I've seen the assault weapons ban expired, I've seen terrible gun laws passed in Florida. And I remember when the assault weapons ban expired in September of 2004, and how big a difference that assault weapons ban made throughout the years. It's unbelievable that our Congress sat on their hands and did nothing. They did nothing after Sandy Hook, they did nothing after Pulse, they did nothing after Parkland, FSU, Fort Lauderdale Airport, so many tragedies that I can't even begin to remember. And we're here in support of these policies that Governor Crist is proposing and putting forth as part of his campaign, because they're all common sense policies. No gun owner is going to be affected by an assault weapons ban. Those weapons are not made for our streets, yet they are flooding our streets. Nobody needs these high-capacity magazines. Nobody needs to build the gun and get away with it and use it without any background check, any registration from, these ghost guns are a terrible thing that even kids can get the parts for. There's all these pieces are essential to get a safer, more sane community, and it's happening everywhere. So thank you very much, Governor Crist. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate your attendance today, and thank you for your wonderful words. And we will fight this, and we will win it. God bless you all. Thank you.